Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm in the middle of watching my video and what do I see but this?
I don't know what's going on.
Childhood traumas. Scary stories to tell in the dark. You know what I want to watch? I want to watch TV theories. That's an X and a C, my god. TV theories. Therapy, no.
I just needed a way to start this video. Why? What's going on?
Cartoons. That says cart. Dark theories that changed popular kids' television shows. And then for the thumbnails, Google.
When a TV show is being created with children as the target audience, I think that the message would be kept as light and as clear-cut as possible. But when the kids who love those shows grow up,
SpongeBob Straight from Hell.
See the straightforward stories, characters, and messages in a brand new light.
Trying to take over the world.
Or darker than ever before. Here are screenwriting 10 dark theories that completely change.
Who lives in a pineapple deep in hell?
This might be alright.
SpongeBob SquarePants. This kid's show has always teased some adult jokes, starring a sponge living in Bikini Bottom who's friends with Sandy Cheeks. But the darker theory says that the show's characters aren't just marine life who can walk and talk, but creatures horribly mutated by a nuclear bomb testing. Since America's nuclear testing was carried out on Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean, the mutated fish might actually owe their origins to the American military, if you believe the theory. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. One little fight is all it takes to send the Fresh Prince to live with his rich aunt.
I had a teacher who wanted us to do a project and goes, "This is how animated I want you to be." He turns on the instrumental to the theme song and starts rapping as he's walking around the classroom, and the dude legit sounded like Will Smith. I was so freaked out by it.
An uncle in a Bel-Air mansion, but according to some fans, the Fresh Prince didn't make it out of Philly at all. That little fight was rougher than expected, with his rare cab giving him a ride to heaven, not California. All we know is that if the theory is true, the angels are a lot less accepting than we've been told.
I got the power!
Inspector Gadget. This mechanical cop's origin isn't all that different from RoboCop's. The show never explains what happened to Inspector Gadget, and he can't remember the accident that saw his entire body replaced by robotic parts. One theory assumes that the show's bumbling hero is obviously a flawed imitation of the pre-accident Inspector, rebuilt to keep his legend alive. But what of the real Gadget? The broken, highly intelligent man who wakes up to see he's been replaced by an idiot. The leading theory is that he took a new name as Dr. Claw, determined to kill his replacement by any means necessary. No wonder we never got to see his face. The Tick, the cult comic book, cartoon, and TV series based on The Tick.
I've never heard of these.
But fans of the cartoon have come up with one truly crazy.
Top 20 saddest moments in kids' TV shows. Let's get a part of that.
How are you? I miss you.
Oh, hell no.
Bye.
Oh, hell no.
As children grow up, they're absorbent to everything exposed to them. This is the age where they're molded and developed into the person they're going to be. As such, they deserve the best media television has to offer.
How are you to not just group up Adventure Time?
Becomes so real that children start to relate and feel with them. It's powerful. So today, I'm going to count down the saddest moments in kid shows. Before there's a damn war zone in the comments, spoilers, these moments may not be sad now as we get older, but they definitely were when we were kids.
Honestly.
And that's kind of the point. And some moments will mean more to me if it's from a show I grew up with. Anyways, this is the top 20 saddest moments in kid shows.
Grover!
Number 20. Married Melodies. Feed the Kitty. This is a classic. Mark the Bulldog befriends and takes care of a small kitten.
Tom and Jerry.
Throughout the episode, he tries to hide the small cat from his owner so that she won't get kicked out.
Now I have seen everything.
But she eventually ends up in an electric mixer to be made into cookies. Then she is made into morbidly animal-shaped cookies. It gets even more depressing when Mark places the cookie on his back, just like how the small kitten used to. But we learn that she actually got out of the mixer when Mark was thrown out of the house. And she's safe.
Oh,
thank God, because before that, the ending was just tear-jerking.
Oh my God.
Number 19.
Sad.
The World of David the Gnome. The ending. In the series finale, David and his wife Lisa must travel to the mountains of beyond. This is because gnomes only live to be 400 years old, and they will soon be approaching that age. They all share a cheer about their mandatory death with their friend Casper, who also will be passing soon.
Mandatory death.
Don't cry, my friend. Don't cry. After we've gone, you'll find some new friends, I'm sure of it.
Through thick snow and heavy winds, they all say their farewells to each other and prepare for the afterlife.
Farewell, my dear David, my husband, my love.
Farewell, my beloved. I thank you for all the love you've given me.
That's how you know the creators were atheists, is because if there honestly was a heaven, they'd just be like, hey, see you in a minute. They came back as cherries? They came back as cherry trees. It's actually kind of beautiful.
Number 18. Cat Dog, The Great Parents Mystery. In this 3-part special, Cat Dog are on a quest to find their parents. They meet aliens, fish monsters, and even a village of cats and dogs who live happily together in peace. Alas, they're still unable to reunite with their parents. That is until they literally run into this creature.
Are you my mom? Nah, I'm a 4-eyed monster.
Hi-ho, Diggity! Mommy! Daddy! I finally found my boys.
It's got 4 eyes! Well, actually, 2 of them are mine.
That's right, they're Cat Dog's parents.
How in the did those two make that? How?
Not their biological ones,
okay,
but they raised them, fed them, loved them, and made them who they are today.
Okay.
We learned that they were tragically separated from each other due to a tornado erupting from the ground.
So an earthquake. But no, it looks like they're all together right now. No, oh, there they go. See, that wasn't at all depressing to me. I'm a horrible person. Yeah, I'm a horrible person.
Fortunately, they do reunite, but that sucks how they were separated. And we still don't know who their parents really are.
I'm going to assume a cat and a dog.
Number 17. American Dragon Jake Long.
Oh yeah, American Dragon.
This show was awesome. Yes, the art style changed mid-series because of a new director. And I'm one of the few that actually prefers the new, sharper style. I don't know, it just reminds me of Spectacular Spider-Man. But the show still kicked ass. In what was supposed to be the series finale, this episode had Jake and Rose nominated as Homecoming King and Queen. But when the huntsmen managed to capture the last Aztec skull, they tried to use it to wish away all mythical creatures, including Jake. Instead, Rose knocks the huntsman out at the last moment, calling for the destruction of all huntsmen instead, including herself. Jake then grabs the main skull, wishing for Rose to have never been taken by the Hunt clan. The next day, Jake reunites with Rose. The wish came true. But since she was never taken at birth, she led a completely different life, and doesn't even know Jake.
So, I guess I'll see you around.
Actually, you won't. My dad got a job overseas. We're leaving for Hong Kong first thing tomorrow. Well, it was nice talking to you.
Y'all was best buddies, though.
You too, Rose. Happy homecoming.
I'd have just wished to go up with her. I mean,
Number
honestly.
16. The Ren and Stimpy Show. Son of Stimpy.
Yes. Ren and Stimpy,
calling this
who
a
remembers
kid's show
that?
is hard, but it was on daytime Nickelodeon, so it counts. John Kay, the creator of the show, stated that if he made more heartwarming stories, Nickelodeon would let him do more gross stories. In this episode, Stimpy gives birth to a fart, who gets lost. And that's it. The rest of the episode is just about Stimpy being a distraught mother.
Have you smelled me?
Now, the episode still has its familiar imagery and animation, but it's way sadder than usual. Number 15. The Adventures of Batman and Robin, Baby Doll. This show has tons of emotional moments, focusing hard on giving all the villains an actor time. I Remember You. Wow, what a bright, simplistic, and colorful show.
Honestly.
Surely there isn't anything sad in this series. I've talked about the episode I Remember You before, but let's do this. Ice King, without a doubt, is one of the most tragic characters in the show.
He is,
and this episode explores his relationship with Marceline, the Vampire Queen. We learn that the Ice King, or Simon as he used to be called, took care of a young Marceline during the events of the war. But since then, Simon has now been reduced to a crazy, pathetic old man who has been suffering from insanity to the point where he doesn't even remember Marceline. She was desperate to make her only childhood friend and father figure remember her. Number 13. Justice League Unlimited, for the man who
I'm not a big fan of superheroes.
Based on the comic of the same name, Batman and Wonder Woman travel to the Fortress of Solitude to visit Superman on his birthday.
Steven Universe?
Soon, they'll all be able to remember her in a more positive light. Number 11. Steven Universe. Jesus Christ, can this show be depressing at times? Those bright colors and quirky characters are misleading.
Honestly.
In the episode On the Run, we learn that Amethyst is a byproduct of whatever horrible event that the Homeworld Gems were trying to accomplish. The fact that she hates what she is, and thinks that everyone thinks of her as a mistake, or a monster, is crazy saddening.
I mean, honestly.
I'm not gonna let you stand there and remind me of everything I hate about myself!
See, that line made me like,
her and Pearl even begin to fight because of how bad she feels. Steven tries to break up the fight before an old gem machine smashes onto Amethyst.
Amethyst! 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 Amethyst!
She's fine, but damn. I heard people can relate to Amethyst's internal struggle of identity or disorders. It's very brutal to watch.
Like, this is the show that there's a lot of Cartoon Network shows. Like, if my mom, who's, I'm not gonna say her age, but she's older than 30, because, you know, I'm like 15. Well, if she were to watch this, it'd be kind of creepy. But, like, you have that range of adults who can watch that show. I'd say, like, you could be probably up to like 25, 30 years old and watch that show and it not be weird. Because it's still a kid's show, but at the same time it has a lot of stuff that adults can relate to and understand. And that's what I like about that show.
But the episode I keep hearing about is Rose's scabbard as one of the big emotional highlights of the series. After finding the scabbard that used to belong to Rose, Pearl begins to go off about how the two of them battled alongside each other and that Rose held many secrets from people. But not Pearl. The two obviously had a really close connection. As it turns out, everyone already knows about Rose's supposed secrets, making Pearl feel less special and in denial.
Rose kept many things secret, even from us.
But not from me! I was the one she told everything!
Yeah.
She lashes out at the group, claiming that Rose never kept any secrets from her.
Well, that was obviously
just wanted to protect you like everyone else.
What do you know? You've never even met her!
We learn in a very harmonious scene that Pearl and Rose had a very deep relationship, and that she misses her greatly.
Really? That's what was sad about that episode.
Pokemon. I really can't decide which episode is sadder, so I'll do both.
That's what I like.
In the episode Bye Bye Butterfree, our heroes are on their way towards Saffron City when...
SpongeBob.
Yes, there was also another sad episode where Gary left SpongeBob for Patrick.
I remember that.
But this one is also very heart-wrenching. So, SpongeBob forgets to feed Gary for 10 days, causing him to run away and get lost.
Because SpongeBob couldn't do the
SpongeBob and Patrick to find Gary. It always sucks to see someone like SpongeBob so depressed and forlorn.
Yes, because
and he's like that for almost the entire episode. Even the posters and signs are heartbreaking. And then...
Gary, I was a fool.
There's the song. You all know what song I'm talking about.
Gary, now I know I was wrong. I messed up, and now you're gone. I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to run away and leave me
No, I expected you to just stay
But yeah,
while,
this
you know,
is
I
one of my
wasn't
favorite
taking care
SpongeBob
of you.
episodes. And it's not all down and gloomy. It has a very nice ending and some of Patrick's best bits.
SpongeBob, what happened? This picture is crooked.
This picture is
Number
crooked.
8. The Wild Thornberries.
That'd be the first
Rebecca
thing I
dies.
notice.
In this episode, a young Nigel befriends an elephant named Rebecca, and also saves her.
Big Bird?
Mr. Hooper died. He's dead.
Yeah, I remember.
That's gotta be, cause this is something I watched when I was 3. See, this was on Noggin. Noggin was lit. If I were to hear about a death as young as 3, I'd be sad.
Well, I'll give it to him when he comes back.
Big Bird, Mr. Hooper's not coming back.
Why not?
Cause he's dead!
Big Bird, when people die, they don't come back.
Ever?
No, never.
Why not?
Well, Big Bird, they're dead. They can't come back.
Oh my god.
She's gotta come back.
Despite the adults' efforts to explain death to Big Bird, he's still confused, sad, and even in denial, which is really heart-clenching.
Oh my god, I'm
I
actually
don't
crying.
understand. You know, everything was just fine. Why does it have to be this way? Give me one good reason.
Oh my god.
Number
Y'all
5.
tripping me
Courage's
up.
parents. We all know this show
Oh,
is known for its
Courage.
dark humor and themes,
Courage was
and
a
that's why
scary
it was
ass
as
show.
popular as it was. Like, really? This got past the censors? That's awesome. But even Courage had more sadder times in a few episodes.
Oh yeah.
Actually, way more than you might think. In this episode, we learn about Courage's backstory and how he ended up with Muriel and Eustace. It turns out that when Courage was a small pup, his parents were kidnapped by a vet. They're stuffed into a rocket ship, to which Courage tries desperately to break them out, before being chased by the same vet. Courage manages to escape, but at the cost of his parents, now soaring into space. In present day, the same vet traps Muriel and Eustace, only this time Courage does manage to save them. And that's it. That's the episode. We see a young Muriel adopting Courage. We even see that his parents are still on some planet, but that's how
That's
the episode
on
ends.
some real shit,
and it's
though.
really sad. Just for Courage's parents to be
my
robbed
God.
like that by a sadistic vet, really depressing for a kids show.
Honestly. What about just hit Courage in the face?
Avatar, The Tales of Ba Sing Se.
No, Avatar is gonna make me cry.
This episode is a collection of mini-episodes detailing the adventures
Avatar
of
is my
each main
favorite.
character in Ba Sing Se. It's all good fun, not one of the more heavier episodes. Except for the tale of Iroh. In this episode, Iroh visits a market, helps some kids, almost gets mugged, and then gets to know the mugger. But in the end, Iroh goes up a hill, sets up some incenses, and sings a song titled Leaves to the Vine,
don't cry.
in memory of his son, who he lost during the siege of Ba Sing Se. The episode is even sadder when this pops up. That's right, Iroh's voice actor, the beloved Mako, passed away before this episode aired. I say beloved because, yeah, a lot of people admired his talent and even grew up with his work, and this segment was dedicated to him. Number 3.
I don't even cry during
Hey
TV
Arnold.
shows, but oh my god.
Rewatching Hey Arnold, I found that it was a much more darker show than others on Nickelodeon.
Honestly, Hey Arnold
The
was
show wasn't
pretty dark
afraid to
for what it
tackle more
was.
heavier tones. In the episode Helga on the Couch, Helga begins to talk to a school psychologist, and we begin to learn more about her. Like most bullies, her home life really sucks.
Daddy, who's gonna take me to preschool?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, who's taking me to preschool?
Yeah, in a minute, Olga.
No, I'm Helga, Dad. Helga.
Whatever. Go play outside, will you?
She was not only alone, but ignored by her parents. She was also bullied in school for having a crush on Arnold, the only guy who was really ever nice to her. There's also the episode about the Pigeon Man, a man who lives in a deserted building only accompanied by pigeons. We learn that he trusts them more than humans, but Arnold takes him out to show that some people can be trusted. However, while they're away, Arnold's bullies come along and trash the place, causing the Pigeon Man to reveal one of his saddest philosophies.
What? This is awful! Who did this?
Humans.
People, Arnold.
We can rebuild the
People
cages
are dicks.
and sweep up. Your birds will come back.
Of course they'll come back. They're birds. I trust them. I understand them. It's people I don't understand. Some people are meant to be with people. And others, like me, are just different.
But the saddest moment has to be in Arnold's Christmas. In this episode, Arnold has to give a present to Mr. Gwyn, since he's his secret Santa. But Arnold wonders why Mr. Gwyn's always so sad this time of the year.
No.
This is where we learn about Mr. Gwyn's daughter, and how he gave her up during the Vietnam War so that she can have a better life. Number 2. Rugrats, Mother's Day. In this episode, the babies and even the parents celebrate Mother's Day. Angelica's building a macaroni statue, Stu builds a breakfast in bed machine, and so on. But Chucky's dad is worried that his son will stumble across a box containing his mother's belongings. He tells Dee Dee to take care of it for him, so that Chucky won't find it and start wondering about his mom. Throughout the episode, the babies try to find Chucky a new mom, even making Angelica his mom at one point. Chucky's not saddened by the fact that he doesn't have a mom, he's just used to it. He inevitably finds the box containing old pictures of his mom and her other stuff. This is where Chucky finally gets to learn about her and what happened, which is pretty sad.
I'd have been like, woman, I told you 100 times to get this taken care of. And now everyone looking so
This topic would be later expanded on in Rugrats in Paris, where it's even sadder.
No.
Number 1. Mr. Rogers Says Goodbye. The final episode of the beloved show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, premiered on August 31st, 2001. PBS announced the show's end due to Rogers being diagnosed with stomach cancer and wanting to retire. But Rogers promised that he would still try to teach children through his websites. And, at the end of the final episode, Rogers promised viewers, just as he does at the end of every show, that he will be back. And while the episode is punctuated with a depressing undertone of Rogers' illness, the real tearjerker is his goodbye speech announcing his retirement.
I'm just so proud of all of you who have grown up with us. And I know how tough it is some days to look with hope and confidence on the months and years ahead.
Mr. Rogers, a man who simply wanted to make the world a better place. He'll always be our neighbor.
But I would like to tell you what I often told you when you were much younger. I like you just the way you are.
Heartfelt messages, my boy. I really like that video. I'm gonna put that the link in the description. Y'all should watch that. Oh my god, but that legit finna make me. That made me cry. I was so shocked, actually. Oh my god, I was so shocked. I've never cried on camera before, believe it or not. I've come close, but I've never actually cried. I mean, no, never. Anyways, guys, this video is like 24 minutes long, so I'm gonna cut it right here. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Let's see if we can get 3 more by the end of the month. When is the month over? Yeah, let's see if we can get 1 more by the end of the month. How about that? CP out.